Bloodborne. I will be running some chalices, so thank you for coming to view, and like and subscribe if you would like to see more content. Alright, here we go. Alright, that's what we got here today. Looks like we're doing the lower hinder tomb today. So we're going to start off with. Alright. My apologies, I got a message. Give me one moment, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Holy mother of... Alright. Crazy psychos. Love them. They drop good items. For those that don't know, the lifespan that I lose while I get hit, the reason it fills back up and I glow when I hit them is it's called Rally. So you can get a little bit of your HP back if you hit them enough with a light weapon. And if you have a heavier weapon that hits harder and slower, you get bigger chunks of HP back. For those of you that didn't know. Double check, make sure I don't miss no items, no people. Alright, these weapons here are actually called the Blades of Mercy. They are a single dagger, which transfers to 2 dual-bladed daggers for fast attacks. The dash attacks are magic-based, so if you have anything that's weak to magic, your dodge attacks will help, as long as the L2 while it's in its transformed state. If you are new to the game, these are called lamps, aka bonfires of the Soul series. They're simply checkpoints that allow you to leave and come back whenever you choose. Survive the single hit, alright. Now, generally, the game isn't this basic. Some enemies will die in one hit, depending on your build, especially in the beginning. However, when you usually get to the chalices of 3rd depth and higher, it usually takes a little bit more. However, I am quite upgraded in level form. I spend most of my time in this game farming, but I don't stream that because, well, who wants to watch 10 hours of the same shit and repeat? It's not fun to watch, but it's an addiction to do. So, oh, and to everyone new to the stream and or for just maybe farming purposes, the best place to farm souls, time-based wise, with the proper gear, is actually at the middle loft of the Nightmare Chalice. There are 3 pigs there that drop if you have just the base 3 forms of soul collection. One is 30, that's the max. The other is 20 and the other is 10, which brings 60% more souls. However, there are air, H-E-I-R, runes that you can apply that give you visceral extensions. Now, I probably said that wrong, but use a visceral attack to kill something and you get more souls from it. So I generally run the top 2 of that, which is 60 and then 40. They are found inside dungeons. One of them is the 60% and the 40, so that's 100% additional souls from visceral attacks, on top of 30% from the regular item. And then I generally just run the Hunter's Rune, which helps with stamina regeneration speed, which is the only thing in the game that does that. So follow the birds, or I guess find a chick that looks like the armor that I'm wearing and follow her quest line. I don't want to ruin too much of it. You'll discover it when you play the game yourself, but it's one of the best runes personally. Oh, hold up, let's stop talking here. Holy shit. Damage is real. Damage is real. Hey buddy, you got a gun. That's not very nice. don't know if you've heard about these new gun laws, but you should probably put that away. Alright. There is Crazed Bitch. Hello, sir. I see you have a sharp object at which you like to hit me with. Thank you. I will take your bullets. Now, obviously, if you're new to the stream, and the game, actually, not new to the stream, you will realize that whenever you're in a chalice, the main objective is mainly to find the lever to pull it, to open a door. You probably noticed in the beginning when I started this, there was a door that was closed that I didn't run up to. Oh, there's usually an item here. How unfortunate. Anyways, it was lit up with blue lamps. Yeah, we could take the ladder, but that takes too long. And I don't got time for that. Now, this blue door can only be unlocked with the lever. Now, that allows you to go to the next area, which generally entails a boss in an additional room that you can fathom through if you would like. Good old Gatling gun does the job right. It's a good PvP weapon as well when people try to run away to heal, which can be obtained through the DLC behind a lot of leeches, and a hunter will be using it. You can just bait him around the rock that he circles, he'll keep on shooting. Eventually he'll stop, you charge attack him, rinse repeat if you want to cheese him, or you can just full-on attack him. Dodging in this game doesn't look like the other Souls games. You dodge roll only if you're unlocked. When you are locked, you will do a dash. However, it does have invincibility frames if done properly. I generally just do it off of instinct because I've played all the other Souls games. I'd say the closest thing to it would probably be around Demon Souls. However, it does have less invincibility frames, which is kind of nice. Doesn't give as much leeway to the people that like to just spam it. If you roll consistently, you will more than likely get hit. There's some bosses that jump into the air, and you can't see them because the game unlocks you. Oh shit. Run into a room with a dog. Alright, so moments like these, we back up, we shoot our prey, make sure that they die. Which clearly I failed to do with the dog. But, continuing on. Yes, the rarity of the pebble. Oh, yes, if you're new to the game and are looking into it, Quicksilver bullets are used for both magic and additional weapons. There are guns in the game. I know it sounds dumb for a Souls game. But if you attack at the proper moment, you can stagger them, allowing you to get a visceral attack, which is essentially a lot of additional shit. That was a new move there. I apologize. But now I get to show you a spell, and you will see that it does take the Quicksilver bullets that are on the top left. That is now number 9 under the 18. The 18 are my vials, essentially your healing for this game. You can drop them, you can buy them. Later on, if you want to max them out like I did, you literally, instead of farming them, because I like to farm everything, but it got to the point where just buying them with the farming just was more effective. Also, depending on how long you stay, you will find out that I personally hate the spiders in this damn game. Not necessarily because of a phobia, but because they are just so annoying. And if you have multiple on you, their long reach on top of the speed of their attacks stagger you long enough for you to just die. Now, my objective in the game is generally not to let such things happen. But that's just me. lot of doors in this damn dungeon. Oh, hey! You ever see this door? It is a treasure room. Usually has an enemy or two, and then it has chests. Crazed fire guy? Oh, this might suck. Alright. Now to the spoils. Generally, you just get something to make additional tombs. Like the ritual blood right there is just made other chalices. Again, most of the time in here, you won't get much. If they have little creatures like that you see, they look like deformed, dead-bodied spiders. I call them lizards, again, due to the fact that I'm a Souls vet. And it just sounds just so much better to say it's a lizard, even though it looks nothing like one. Anyways, they drop gems and other items of more personal use. However, in order to venture through the chalices, you will need the items for them, so you technically need to gather these chests in order to make more. Because you don't want to get stuck in a place where you want to make a dungeon, or, I know I keep saying dungeon, I do apologize, they're chalices. Can't help myself. Anyways, now that we did this, check to see if they have a hidden room of any kind. Alright, now we're gonna go to the boss. May or may not die, depending on the situation, so let the fun begin, folks. Oh, it's a brain sucker. Oh, how fun. And we Oreo them. This is how you do it. Alright, so that boss was cheese, awesome, easy, and basic. Moving on. Another lamp. And then we look as my wings fly into the air, because it's straightly majestic with all the blood attached to it. These are the blue doors that we need the lever to unlock. Now, sometimes if you can, off of memory, you can listen to the walking of the enemy and you realize who they are. However, oh, you're not gonna let me fall down, are you? Yeah, I was hoping for fall attack. HP back. Now, you might wonder why I healed when I had very little damage. Simply because enemies drop blood vials, and I'd rather be full HP and get another one than not be full HP with 20 and then send it to my storage and need to use one later anyways. Buy mine, on top of farming for him, so generally I'm maxed out. There's a lot of poison bastards up here. Sneaky little buggers too, huh? Some enemies do drop the items that you need for creating shit. of the more annoying enemies in the game. You didn't get to see it, luckily, but they run at you and they slice you open, and then you just bleed and fall to the ground. It's really atrocious. And they do a lot of damage, so it's a pain in the ass. Man, I have a lot of these fucking guys. I hate these guys. They're fast, annoying, and they do stupid damage. Alright. Alright, so we're about to pull the lever to unlock the door. But with the chalices, we gotta make sure we grab all the items. So then when we're done with this, we can go on to the next one. Now, if you're in the Numeru lower chalice, they generally always have hidden door walls. It's another thing about this game. There are no hidden doors aside from a boss where you have to put a crown on and walk to the back of the room. It's in the Kaner's castle. The only hidden walls are actually in the chalices. So it's kind of a bummer. But what they'll look like is they'll be 100% plain. Like these have roots around them. On the bottom, there's the trim. They won't have that. It'll just be a plain wall. You can probably find a couple of them and them not be hidden doors. It's just deceiving simply because they don't have them in this, but they have replicas of various chalices. Not all of them look different. They kind of just switch some of the walls around, some of the rooms, so. But there are bosses inside of chalices that are not in the game, so they're not just a rinse and repeat of the bosses that you fight in game. So that's kind of nice. Brings a little variety to the situation. Holy fucking shit. Oh, man. My apologies to any underage person that was listening to that. Alright. Give me a second, guys. I see comments, but I will need to adjust the settings. View comments. Quality tips. Want to see though. Alright, I can, let's see if I can't set it to where displays the message. Alright, there we go, I can see you guys' messages now. It's good to have a mature audience, but it's also good just to make sure. You never know whose mom's listening to the situation. I want to get a kid grounded. Really was hoping I got that. Alright, situation is no longer ideal. It's only Oreo. my god, he won't stop doing that. Well, worth it. Holly, bro, just, oh shit, poison. Just hop on, broski. We can do chalices together as well, and if you want, I can help you run through the game. I'm a little high in the level, but that's okay. I'm one of them people that helps you out, but at the same time, I make sure that you get the experience yourself, so some of the boss fights, you'll probably do most of it yourself, but if I notice that you're close to getting killed, I will hop in and fuck the guy up. And if, I do apologize if anybody has like astigmatism or something, because I do move the camera a lot. I try to check all corners and above me, because things do fall from the ceiling, and motherfuckers come from corners. And as you seen earlier, when that other guy did not die, it scared the shit out of me, so. Definitely wouldn't say I'm a guru of Bloodborne. You get me on Dark Souls, and I could give you a booklet of everything and their mothers, their ancestors, why the pyramids created, and why they weigh as much as they do. If you want emphasis on how overly confident I am about it. I used to be an open book with Dark Souls 1. Knew where every item was and how to get them with proper story mode. My wife, wasn't my wife at the time, but literally told me that I sounded like I was preaching when I was on Dark Souls before. Whenever I was playing with friends, they might have been in a different area, but I was always able to guide them into the proper thing. Sometimes these squares right here will actually be like traps, and it'll initiate multiple enemies around you. Usually not too hard, but it is an ambush, so it's a pain in the ass. Son of a bitch. Alright, just die. I don't care anymore. Well, why you gotta fall through the floor? I wanted your item. Well, shit! Alright, whatever. Okay, the game's just robbing me of items. No big deal. These chalices are rather large at times, so if I happen to run in the same area, I do apologize. That didn't work out, but that's okay. We got the lever. Seems like we've done most of what we can do here, so we're gonna head back and head to the next area. As I stated before, without explaining, the little thing up top is poison. So it fills up, your HP gradually depletes. And as I literally just priorly stated, I ran the wrong direction. So, we're gonna head back. And if you ever truly get lost, there are these things in this game called Bolt Hunter's Marks. You can purchase them. It's not really a method to farm them. However, they send you back to the previous as we speak. It does refresh the enemies, but that's okay. I need to go back and get to the next area, so I am activating mine. Brings you back to the previous one that you were at. And since I did the lever, we will continue on. Yeah. Sometimes these places are kind of like a maze, but I also am kind of bad with directions at times, so. So let's see what we're fighting today. The Forgotten Madman. Oh, it's a person. Alright, does mediocre damage at best. And he can be stun locked. Alright. Holy, yeah, no. So... Ooh, ran right into that one. Alright. Yo-Yo is good for big ass bosses. It is not necessarily the greatest for people. Unless they get staggered and don't dodge, it's not usually something you can kill them with. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been calling it the Oreo. It's actually called the Whirly Rig Saw. Yeah, no, it sounds so much better, right? It's actually in the DLC. I can make a guide for that later. It's actually pretty easy to get to. I usually make early runs throughout my games. The top right, I'm sure you've obviously surmised, is Blood Echoes, aka Souls. Underneath them is Insight. The most you can have is 99. The more insight you have, generally the harder the game is. And there's also enemies in the game that cannot be seen without a certain amount of insight. Especially the amygdalas. There's also some different moves that some of the enemies do after you gain enough. You can use them for currency. There's special items you can purchase with them. However, you actually have to get at least one insight. Could probably do a full point. However, I don't have that much time today, so chalices seems to be the more appropriate choice. There are currently no viewers, but that's perfectly fine. If anybody happens to come back to this later, they'll have some additional information either over the game or as a recap for themselves. And again, this is the Honorable Gentleman page. We do have a Facebook page on top of the YouTube. So come give us a like. I mean, we're a great bunch of gamers. We're as anti-salty as you can get. The Honorable Gentleman is based off originating from For Honor. However, we do branch out to many other games. We do have the list on Facebook. I do not have it off mind, so I do apologize. However, Danny is the creator of it. Puts a lot of effort in, and he does a really good job. We got a small knit group of admins. I'm personally a moderator myself. And I can honestly say it's one of the best groups I've ever been in. Honest to God, good people, hard-working, every one of them. It's a good group. Anyways, back to Bloodborne. And I'm not entirely sure what's happening all the way over there, why I see a health bar. My only guess is someone just got poisoned. Enemies can be poisoned. Some enemies can't. There's clearly a guy with a cannon over here that I need to kill. Criminy. Can you stop? Thank you. Okay, I activated it so it would shoot one instead of multiple. Okay, well that makes sense. See, now I'm scared to run in front of it. I think there's an item over here though. Okay, so there's an additional theory is there's a hunter in this. Oh, the game's based on a hunter. I'm a hunter. I should make a run through. Anyways, Short and sweet story. They kill the beasts that take over there and plague the land. There are some areas that are run by only beasts. Hunters don't go there. It's a good storyline. And in a way, if you follow the Soul series, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and holy cow, there's a lot of enemies in here. It actually kind of links up with the story mode. I won't spoil anything right now. Most of it's all from pure speculation. I'm going to wait and gather these free souls. I'm not entirely sure what's causing the poison, but I'm enjoying the free kills. Oh, maybe the mists are finally actually poisoning. There are some little tiny chalices that emit the purple. Normally it's just a fog. However, depending on the difficulty of the area, and I need to switch weapons. Downfall of this weapon may be fast, however it does not have an AoE radius, aside from a couple inches from where I'm swinging. So, poison was the proper guess. Seems like chalices cause this. Oh my god, did that fill up fast as hell? Is there still more? No, okay. Slightly nuts. Now, the reason I destroy these things is because there's a trap in that floor pan. That'll activate it, it'll shoot an arrow at me. As you stated, you saw earlier where I made a mistake and I didn't kill the 3 of them, and I ran right over it. This shouldn't do anything now because they're killed, but they are traps. You cannot roll into them, sadly, so you have to hit them, further damaging your weapon with the durability. But I do apologize, I stopped midway. I just got a message. Let me kill this dungeon real quick, I'll answer it. Alright, now that is obviously what it looks like. That is a big ass choppy blade guillotine. This is a lever that you actually can't avoid. So, just activate it and walk on through. They don't kill you, they're not as deadly as they look. However, they still do a decent amount of damage, and it can be a make or break between, oh my god, the amount of enemies in this place. It looks like poison's covering it too. Let's see if I can. As I stated, I didn't check my corner, and this guy snuck up behind me. This enemy. Oh, I have a max in my storage. So what happens when you have max items, you're not able to pick them up and they're sent to the storage. However, when the storage is filled, you cannot pick them up at all. So I have an abundance of leftover blood vials that if I happen to be short, I can run back here and get them. So think of them as a temporary storage. After the updates that this game had, blood vials were much easier to acquire. When the game first came out, I mean, it was few and far between. You could literally get to a third boss without using any and only have maybe 30 to 40 of them. Now you get 30 to 40 before the first boss. It's an exaggeration, you really don't, but it kind of feels like it because of the difference. Alright, so I got the items in the chest. Not entirely sure of where I came from, but that is a ladder that I am unsure of what it is, and these are my blood vials. So, looks like we're gonna head this way. I Actually, yeah, it looks like that's exactly where I came from, because there was a guy waiting for me. Alright. Again, I do apologize if there's any wasted time on the viewing process, because I run to the same area more than once. Really not that great with directions. Oh, see, that shit, that makes your heart skip. Yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was just doing. Alright. There's to be an enemy that can apparently hook me, and that was painful. I do believe I heard something on the left side of my headset. It was just this guy. Oh, there's... Okay, so this is pretty much your merchant for the game. You have one in the main hall of which you are located when you spawn into the game. Things are much cheaper. The vials don't generally cost 3,500. I believe they are only 700. But this merchant also sells some things that the regular does not, as such as poison knives. Excuse me, my apologies. And Bolt Hunter's Mark as well. This is also the only place to get some tombs, depending on the thing. Also, any DLC weapon that you have acquired, you can purchase their alternate form. Uncanny and Lost forms are only differentiated by the items that you can place on them. As you can see, there are stars, star, and a triangle on that one, and there's a star, a triangle, and a circle slash crescent. I would call it crescent, because they're crescent items that you can place on these weapons. These are the gems that I have been picking up consistently. All the crazed people that I have killed, they are shown in here. So this is the cursed. These are the crescent ones. These are circle. I think they work on most of any of them. Droplets and circles, I believe, work on any. Radial is the stars that I was talking about, and triangle and waning. Obviously, you can only use those in certain locations of the weapon. Now, sometimes people won't have all the items that they want, and they'll have a better one in a diamond or a triangle or waning versus having one. Oh, looks like somebody tried destroying this already. Isn't that nice? Spiders! Lots of spiders. And a crazed motherfucker on the other end. Alright, so this is where you keep contact with the ceiling, because there are crazy motherfuckers, and these spiders will kill you. And I mean, they will do it effectively. They have the ability to stun lock you, like I did to the previous people. If you're curious on why I'm being very cautious, is because there is a crazed madman swinging, and I would not be able to kill them all at the same time. And I have just acquired the attention of a bow. Alright. I noticed them from the ceiling, however, I have faith that I can kill them. There should be another one. Yep. I think that's the last one. Alright, let's collect our spoils. The inflicted organ is also an additional item, as I stated before, for additional chalices to be made. Alright. I am acquired. Wanted. I do see we do have a new viewer. I do want to welcome you to the Honorable Gentleman's page. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Continue watching for more content. Currently we are doing chalices. If you are up to date on the current video. If you are just now starting and happen to stay long enough, you will be hearing these words again. got left is, I believe, to return to the original location. Just want to double check, there's no enemies here, so I'm pretty sure I already pulled the lever. Now we head back. And I don't see any enemies, so we'll just make this short and sweet. Bosses in front of us, but there's always some good items in these side areas here. Great. Oh, son of a bitch! Wow. Is that a... No, it's not okay. I was gonna say, if that's a crazed poison guy... Items. Nothing from above. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I jumped down from over there. I have to walk through poison. There's no items in this location. Well, it doesn't seem like there's a way to travel across the side through the poison. So, we exit. And come to me, good sir. Let's be friends. Alright, it looked like there was 2 giants. Now my guess is they are warding off for the items that are in the distance by shooting you with cannon. Now if you get poisoned, at the same time of dealing with that, I don't think this is going to work in my favor. Sometimes you can sneak behind them. What you call a visceral attack, folks, for critical damage. I am poisoned currently while I'm going to be fighting this giant guy. I do have an antidote, however I have to run back into the poison, so my best bet is to simply let this poison just play itself out, because I'm going to be re-poisoned anyways. And as it looks, I might actually die. Rock covers like fire. The explosion itself is what hurts you, not cannonball. Alright, now that he has my location, get the algorithm down. Alright. And then we do another visceral attack for the win. Thank you. Give me your item and rest in fucking pieces, please. Alright, so now we traverse through this poison pit of absolute and utter stupidity for some items. corners and above. I know it might seem slightly on the childish side to look all the time, but shit can get really hairy really quickly. Alright, so we're actually going to give this poison a second to deplete, and then I'm going to run and go kill some additional enemies and hopefully find some more items, and then we will continue on. Alright. Doesn't seem like there's any items in over here, so it's kind of a wasted trip. However, I am down on both vials and bullets, so killing someone might bestow upon my life the luxury of one of those items. Let's see, we have mean people throwing stuff at me. There's also a door over there, but we're gonna go up top because there may be items. Seems like there's a door up top as well, so they might connect to each other, or they might not. See, I miss. I'll get him later. Let's see what we got in door number 1. One enemy. No traps, no corners. Does look like something to the left and to the right. We have a whole new area. This is going to be fun. There's usually something in these big rooms. I just don't know when to stop swinging. Must be the door that leads outside. Which means if I can open it from this side, it was not openable from the outside. I'm not really worried about that guy right now. He won't be a threat. Always watch the ceiling also. There are things that fall on top of your head and they just delete your life bar. It's annoying. You can't stop them from doing it after they start. And it's just a full-blown pain in the ass. I believe this looks familiar. Literally. I think that's all that's here. So let's traverse back down. Seems there's 2 paths, and I kind of forgot where I came from, but I did kill a rat in one of them, so that should be a good marker. I don't see the rat. Oh, the rat's right here. It's a circle. Okay, so all in all, this was generally pointless. Alright, well, let's head back. Might as well kill this dude. Fortunately, he did not give me an item either. There are additional armors that do increase your poison resistance. There are also runes. I personally don't really care too much about it. It doesn't do too much damage to me. There is slow bleed or slow poison and then fast poison. Fast poison is similar to... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's fast poison. It drains your HP faster. There's a thing in this game called Frenzy. Now, if you played the other Souls games, you would know that Bleed was a bitch. When it filled up, it took a huge chunk of your life. In this game, it seems that it takes 70 to 75%. I'm not entirely sure on the number, but it always takes that amount. So it doesn't matter how much HP you have, it'll always take around 70 to 75%. This is annoying boss, if anything. He's got fire arrows, transforms his weapon into various things. Clearly he's using a spear now, but we can stun lock him for a slight amount of time, luckily long enough to do it again. He's basically pretty easy to kill. He's annoying with his reach and his weapon versatility, but he's all in all one of the basic bosses, especially since the longer you fight him, the more angry and pissed off he gets, so he starts doing various attacks, making him easier to dodge. But again, folks, I am a little bit higher than the average person for this dungeon. I'm just doing them over again because of streaming purposes. Alright, and that was the Hintertomb Chalice. It might have been the lower Hintertomb, I don't quite remember. Anyway, I just want to thank you. Come on out. The Honorable Gentleman page and the streaming. Again, like and subscribe, please, for more videos and content. I will be streaming an additional video here soon, but it will be with another chalice. And again, like I stated in the beginning and in the middle, I might make a new video just stream rolling through the game for some walkthroughs. Anyways, thanks again. This is the Honorable Gentleman. Peace out.